Backcourt with you, one of today's players?
One of today's players?
Yeah.
I would want it to be Luka because he's a big point guard.
Yeah.
I can still play the two.
Yeah.
He can guard the two, I guard the one.
In the last 25 years of the NBA, the only other player not named Allen Iverson to outscore, out-rebound, and out-assist a whole team in a single quarter is none other than Luka Doncic. And Luka did it in his rookie season. While this is no direct comparison between the Hall of Famer and the Mavs guard, it is proof of what AI saw and very recently said about Luka Doncic, something the rest of the NBA has now come to see.
The rewind segment during Heat Halftime presented by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Back to live action. Here's John and Aaron.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you a couple minutes from now as Doncic turns twice and then lays it in. What great footwork.
He uses his body inside. He's got 6'10" Bam on it.
In this 2023-24 season, Mavs guard Luka Doncic has scored more than 26 points in the first half of a game, 13 times. He's on an MVP caliber run. Right now, Luka Doncic is just one triple-double away from tying James Harden on the all-time list. With just 392 career games played, he's the second fastest player in NBA history to reach the 75 triple-double mark. Only Oscar Robertson, with 182 games, accomplished the feat faster than Luka. This season, he got tied for the fourth highest scoring game in history, and it was the most efficient 70-point game in NBA history. Luka went 25 for 33 from the floor, 8 for 13 from 3, and 15 for 16 from the free throw line. With an effective field goal percentage of 87.9%, Luka was 10% better than the previous record set by Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell. Whatever the case, these stats in just his 6th year in the NBA. It's not surprising that AI really wished he could play alongside him. It's no secret that the Sixers legend is a big fan of Luka Doncic. In fact, the Hall of Famer is one of the few NBA stars to believe Luka was generational from the onset. As far back as 2020, during Luka Doncic's 3rd year in the NBA, the Hall of Famer was speechless when describing the Mavs guard. In his words, "Something is wrong with him."
Some bread in
He was,
that
what's homeboy name, man?
from Dallas?
For Dallas.
Luka.
What?
Yo.
He's an animal.
Something is wrong with him.
I love Luka so much, I'm going to show you the text. After they lost and he was getting bullied, I called Rick Carlisle. I said, Rick, man, if you need me, man, Luka live, man, we're going to come ride for him. You need us
Man.
too, bro. Luka nice.
Man.
God damn.
Man.
It definitely would have taken a lot for the 2001 MVP to be that stunned by a 3rd-year guard. In Allen Iverson's 3rd year in the league, he was 23 years old and already ranked 4th in MVP voting, leading the NBA in points per game with an average of 26.8 points, 4.6 assists, 4.9 rebounds, and 2.3 steals. AI was generational. He once out-rebounded Shaquille O'Neal, dropping 41 on Kobe Bryant, had more assists than any other Lakers player, and was only 4 assists shy of the Lakers total. Little wonder Kobe Bryant named him one of his toughest players to guard, and that we are all lucky AI was not 6'8".
But and AI as a competitor, he drove me to be as more obsessive about the game because I had to figure out how to solve that problem, And I told him when I saw him here this weekend, I said, man, you don't realize how much you push me, and I don't think people nowadays realize how great you were as a player. And
for what it's worth, one player Allen Iverson believed was just as good as he was, and not for his flashy footwork, but how much of a problem he was and how easy he could get to the bucket has been Luka Doncic.
3.7 seconds was.
This is a shot he works on time and time again. Rhythm, step back 3.
While Allen Iverson saw the potential long before many, some other NBA stars who weren't impressed with the Slovenian have since come around. One in particular is Kevin Durant.
I want to know about Luka. What's it like guarding him?
He's just so smooth with it. Like, I just love his game. I love his game. At first I didn't when he first came into the league because I'm like, all it is step back threes and they be short as hell. He was shooting like 27%, 30% from the three-point line early on. But playing against him one time, they be just like about 40 when I was with Golden State. And he was controlling every possession. I was like, yeah, he nice. And he expanded his game. Like, you tell you're a fast learner too. Like, he probably watching fucking MJ move and just go do it in the game the next night. Like, I feel like he's one of those type of players.
Gilbert Arenas, who shockingly doesn't give European basketballers much praise, called him unguardable.
I really fell in love with Luka. I was watching him, when he was coming through the draft process, and I was like, man, the guy is too slow. I don't know how he's gonna get his shot off. And then I seen one live game, and I was like,
Luka weeding on the defense. Back to the three-point line.
I messed up on that one. When it comes to, the Euro players coming in, they're all skilled. They all have an ability to adjust to the NBA game, but Luka's just different. Sitting at 6'8", 6'9", being a point guard, being a shooter, having an understanding of fundamentals versus what raw athleticism is, possessing it all. Like, there's a reason that he is performing the way he is versus others in the past.
His head coach, Jason Kidd, said, he's better than Dirk. He's in the atmosphere of MJ, the best to ever do it. LeBron James, Kobe. And so just to appreciate what this young man is doing at the age of 24 is something that Dallas has never seen. And I've said this internally, he's better than Dirk. He does things that Dirk could never do. Obviously, Dirk brought a championship to the Mavs, but the Hall of Famer wasn't this good at Luka's age. Plus, Jason Kidd played alongside Dirk. So know that Luka is better and already in the atmosphere of MJ. Even Steph Curry had this to say about Luka Doncic when he came up against him.
Because that plus, being a three-level scorer, you have to kind of worry about everything. You don't want to get a step-back threes going, so you got to press up on him, but he's shifty and got a great handle, so he can use his leverage to get by you, and then obviously his court vision is unreal, so he's kind of the offensive, package of being just a playmaker and a scorer. And when he's knocking down shots like he did tonight, it's tough. You kind of want.
Luka was so good that he had former teammate Jalen Brunson doubting if he belonged in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. So from day one, I was like, this dude is good. This dude is good. But also, I'm thinking damn, this dude is good. Do I belong? That's the type of doubt that I put in my mind. Like,
That's
this
how
dude
good
he was that good.
Mm.
I can't even. You can ask any vet on that team. It was like DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, JJ Barea, Devin Harris. They all say the same thing.
In any case, while these many NBA stars and legends have now caught up with the amazing talent Luka Doncic is, Allen Iverson very recently gave more credit to Luka Doncic and described him as the one player who reminds him of what he was like. A surprising take, given that Luka doesn't have the flashy footwork Iverson had when he played. But what is more surprising is the fact that AI believes Luka plays like a black guy. But as controversial as that may sound, it's not false. This season, Luka Doncic is leading the league in scoring, averaging almost a triple-double. The guard is averaging 34 points, 9.9 assists, and 9 rebounds on 48.6% shooting. He currently has 18 25-point triple-doubles this season. And while he is an offensive nightmare, defensively, he's also great. This season, players are shooting just 37% against Luka Doncic in one-on-one isolation defending. As a post defender, players are only 42.9% against him, putting him in the 91st percentile. To understand why Allen Iverson describes his gameplay as that of a black guy, watch Gilbert Arena talk about how Luka plays.
Luka has the advantage over anyone who's guarding him because these guys are too athletic for this part of the game.
Yes.
For this part of
that part, yeah, bro.
Open court.
Open court,
you got him.
Yeah.
Half court where you have to be disciplined. You never learned it. So these basic moves that get you to think I'm gonna go that way, to come back this way, you overplaying it, pump fake, you're jumping, foul. Next time, pump fake, you stop, okay. So he plays the puppet master game with you. And that's what fundamentals are important, especially at a younger age, because you need the fundamentals before your athleticism kick in.
Yeah.
Before the athleticism kick in and the athleticism takes over. You need to learn how to use.
It's funny because I was like,
the truth in all of this is while there is a swag to how Luka plays, the guard is so fundamentally sound that he's a problem for many defenders. Everything goes at his pace, which is something LeBron, Kevin Garnett, Shaq, and Allen Iverson have all mentioned about him. He's not a superior athlete in the usual sense. He's not particularly quick or explosive, and he doesn't possess exceptional leaping ability. But regardless of whether he's crowded or the opponent is powerful, he always gets to his area and shoots at his own pace.
That three-point shot that Sacramento creates that allowed him to get to the rim.
Doncic for three. He's in double figures with 10 to win 128, 124. We have a good one early here at Golden One Center. Doncic for three. Filthy.
In the words of LeBron James, Luka Doncic can counter any defensive strategy played against him without getting sped up by utilizing effective pace, pivots, and manipulating the last line of defense.
What makes Luka special? I know you recently said he was your favorite player.
His size.
It's gigantic.
I mean, he's gigantic. He's 6'8" point guard. He's 225 pounds.
Jeez.
He has the ball on the string, but more importantly, his vision. That's why I love his vision. He can control a game. He doesn't even have to shoot. He'll walk the ball up the court 10 straight times and get to his spot every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of his pace. He knows when he comes off a pick and roll, if they're hard showing or if they hedging or if they dropping the pick and roll, he know I could turn the corner because I got this shoulder, and I know the third line of defense. When I get there, if I just slow down, use my pivots, not even jump, just the Euro 1, 2, this guy's flying by. He's flying by.
What LeBron described here for a 25-year-old is a generational talent. I mean, who does this at 19 years old in the NBA if not a generational talent?
Before Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
Got it.
Here it is. Corner, Luka! Oh! Goes in! How did he do it? That is Luka magic! God, what a pass.
Got it off in time, plenty of time.
What a shot.
Wow. This guy has superstar written all over him.
Or this.
Here we go. Cleveland into Luka. Luka. He got it! Is it a 2 or a 3? We gotta wait to see!
When questioned about Luka Doncic during his sophomore year, Doc Rivers said, "There's a lot of people in him." He compared Doncic's step-back three-pointers to James Harden, his passing ability to Larry Bird, and his court vision to LeBron James. In that same season, San Antonio Spurs coach Greg Popovich described Doncic's playing style as Magic Johnson-like because he sees the floor in that way. Every NBA generation has one or two players who can see the floor like the future. In the 1980s, it was Magic Johnson. In the 1990s, the NBA boasted Steve Nash and Jason Kidd. In the 2000s, we saw Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, Nikola Jokic, and LeBron James. And so far, one other name has been Luka Doncic. Mavs head coach Jason Kidd said he could tell Doncic saw the game the same way he did from their first game together. A defender had ducked under a screen. Kidd called a timeout, but before he could speak, Luka notified him that he had spotted it and would take advantage of it, which is impressive given that Luka has always been this way. People often refer to Wemby as a unicorn, but the reality is that Luka Doncic is a unicorn in his own right. Prior to Luka Doncic, the last European player with no college experience to be picked with the first 2 picks in the NBA draft was Andrea Bargnani, who has the lowest rebounding rate of any 7-footer to play at least 400 games. Before Bargnani, only one other European had been taken as a top 2 pick without having played in the NCAA. And if you're an NBA fan, you'll know that Darko Milicic is undoubtedly the biggest bust in league history. Nevertheless, Luka Doncic was selected with the 3rd overall pick, having no college experience and has been nothing but phenomenal. Luka Doncic is the youngest player in NBA history to have recorded multiple triple-doubles, and he has 4 of only 5 triple-doubles ever recorded by a teenager. He scored 42 points in his NBA playoff debut. Now a 5-time All-Star, Luka is the first player in NBA history with 6 consecutive 30-point triple-doubles, 5 consecutive 35-point triple-doubles, and 250 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in a 5-game span. He has the first ever 60-point triple-double in NBA history, a game in which he did this intentionally.
Nothing shocks me about this game.
And that drew rim, it's still loose, Luka got it back! He did it! An improbable comeback by Dallas to tie it with 1 second left! It's unbelievable! It is a miracle! It's overtime! Stranger things have happened! 3.9 Here's how it went down.
Nonetheless, Luka Doncic's talent is undeniable. He'll go down as one of the best to have ever played in the league. What makes him special is not just one thing, it's a lot of things. Right now, he's averaging the second most points per game, rebounds per game, and assists per game of all time, and isn't even being considered a top MVP candidate, even though every other basketball player in the top 10 either won it or had won it the previous year. In any case, whatever Allen Iverson has been saying about Luka Doncic is definitely right, and no one can even doubt it, given how the young guard has stats and accolades to back it all up. All that's needed to truly cement Doncic's greatness is a championship, and Mavs fans, currently 6th seed in the West, will be hoping that their Batman and Robin, Luka and Kyrie, alongside their backcourt, can bring their second championship ever home. What do you think about Allen Iverson's comments on Luka Doncic? Do you think he plays like a black dude? Do you think he plays like AI? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.
Traded just 8 months after leading the Mavs to the finals. As for AD, he's been vocal about returning to the 4. 2 all-NBA players have never been traded mid-season, much less with nobody knowing about it. What most are calling the most shocking trade in NBA history. Hard to argue with that breaking news, as Luka Doncic, in the reigning NBA scoring champion, he has been traded to the Lakers with 5 first-team All-NBA selections at the age of 25. Doncic was eligible for a Supermax extension this offseason, but not anymore. Well, he now gets 2 centers to play with in Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, as the Lakers lose an elite rim protector.
Luka Doncic has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, you heard that right. The face of the Dallas Mavericks is now teaming up with LeBron James in what is being called the most shocking trade in NBA history. The Mavericks receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. But the deal didn't just surprise fans. Even the players involved had no idea it was coming. So what led to this unprecedented move? And what does this mean for the future of the NBA? Stay tuned, because the story only gets crazier from here. Let's break down the details of this jaw-dropping trade. Luka Doncic, the Mavericks superstar and MVP caliber player, is heading to Los Angeles to join forces with LeBron James. In return, the Dallas Mavericks acquire Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick in 2029. But that's not all. The Utah Jazz played a role too, receiving Jalen Hood-Schifino and second-round picks from both the Clippers and Mavericks. What makes this trade even more unbelievable is how it unfolded. It came out of nowhere. The deal was completed in total secrecy, with no leaks or rumors leading up to it. Not even LeBron James, Anthony Davis, or Luka Doncic knew about the trade until it was finalized. Shams Charania reported that the Mavericks approached the Lakers with the offer, targeting Anthony Davis specifically.
But you report that LeBron didn't even know about it, found out about it at dinner after the Knicks game. Why was that the case, that he was not involved in this?
You see the Lakers organization and the Mavericks organization, between the head basketball operations person with the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, and the same with the Mavericks, Nico Harrison. They had these trade talks in the last few days, and they handled this, and I think it's a sign of where this Lakers organization is at. Obviously, getting JJ Redick, who's shown himself to be a great coach early in his coaching career, and allowing them to build and prepare for a potential post-LeBron James, post-Anthony Davis team. And Luka Doncic gives them the ability to do just that. For the next 10 years, they view Luka Doncic as the face of this organization. And this really sets them up post-LeBron James.
The Lakers had never even considered trading Davis until this shocking proposal landed on their desk. The reactions across the NBA were instant and intense. Social media exploded. Tyrese Halliburton joked, "Shams got hacked?" while Alex Caruso echoed the sentiment, suggesting disbelief at the news. Even LeBron James shot down rumors of any friction with Anthony Davis by tweeting, "You are FKN lie." NBA analysts called it the biggest trade in NBA history, with some like Chris Mannix and Bobby Marks expressing sheer disbelief. Bobby Marks even said, "I have never seen so many team executives stunned." So why did the Mavericks make this move? Mavericks GM Nico Harrison emphasized the belief that defense wins championships.
And then as we turn the page, I think it's important to know that Jay Kidd and I, we've had a vision in the culture that we want to create since we've been here. And the players that we're bringing in, we believe exemplify that. And, we think defense wins championships. And we're bringing in one of the best two-way players in the league.
Acquiring Anthony Davis, a defensive powerhouse and all-NBA player, fits perfectly with this new strategy, but there's more to it. The Mavericks had growing concerns about Doncic's conditioning and his looming $345 million Supermax contract extension. These factors combined to make the Mavericks reconsider their future. Financially, the trade has massive implications. Luka Doncic is now ineligible for a Supermax contract due to the trade, which means losing out on $345 million over 5 years. This reshapes both teams' salary cap situations and future roster planning. For Luka, this move shifts his career trajectory, from being the face of the Mavericks to becoming LeBron's partner in LA. On the court, the chemistry and fit of these new rosters are generating huge speculation. Luka Doncic and LeBron James form a superstar duo in Los Angeles that could dominate the league for years. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis reunites with Kyrie Irving in Dallas, aligning with coach Jason Kidd and the Mavericks staff. Davis has a win-now mentality, which fits perfectly with the Mavericks' immediate goals. And the drama doesn't stop there. The upcoming matchups between the Lakers and Mavericks are set to be some of the most highly anticipated games of the season. Luka Doncic will face his former team when the Mavericks play the Lakers on February 26th in Los Angeles. The Lakers will then visit Dallas on April 10th for the rematch. These games are expected to be intense, with emotions running high on both sides. Speculation and fan theories are running wild. Many believe that Luka must have demanded the trade to play with LeBron, though reports suggest he did not request it. The Mavericks specifically targeted Anthony Davis, believing his defensive prowess was key to their championship aspirations. This decision has led to widespread debate about the Mavericks' long-term strategy and whether they gave up too much in letting go of a young superstar like Luka. This trade isn't just a blockbuster, it's being called one of the biggest in NBA history. The implications for the league's power balance are enormous. It reshapes the Western Conference, setting up a potential Lakers-Mavericks rivalry that could define the next few seasons. The sudden, unexpected nature of the trade caught everyone off guard, even insiders, and the ripple effects are being felt across the NBA. But what does this mean for the Mavericks? Anthony Davis brings a new dynamic to Dallas, reuniting with Kyrie Irving and fitting into coach Jason Kidd's vision. The Mavericks believe Davis's defensive skills will bring immediate results, but his injury history raises questions. Can Davis stay healthy enough to lead Dallas deep into the playoffs? Fans are eager to see if this bold move pays off, or if the Mavericks will regret trading away their franchise player. For the Lakers, Luka Doncic represents the future. Teaming up with LeBron James gives the Lakers a powerful duo that could dominate for years. But with LeBron nearing the end of his career, the question remains, can they win a championship before he retires? Luka's playmaking abilities and scoring prowess are undeniable, but will he be able to handle the pressure of playing in Los Angeles and living up to the expectations of Lakers fans? As the dust settles from this historic trade, one question remains. What does the future hold for both the Lakers and the Mavericks? Luka Doncic and LeBron James could form one of the most formidable duos in NBA history, but will they have enough time to secure a championship before LeBron's retirement? Meanwhile, can Anthony Davis lead the Mavericks to glory alongside Kyrie Irving, or will this gamble backfire on Dallas? The upcoming games between these two teams will offer the first glimpses of how this trade will shape the league. But one thing is certain, the NBA will never be the same after this. The shock, the drama, and the potential for future rivalries make this trade a defining moment in basketball history. So what do you think? Did the Mavericks make the right move? Or will they regret trading away their franchise player? Can Luka Doncic and LeBron James bring another championship to Los Angeles? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Because one thing is for sure, this story is just getting started. And here's a twist. With the Lakers' cap space flexibility and the Mavericks' aggressive front office, could more blockbuster trades be on the horizon? Will other teams in the Western Conference respond to this seismic shift by making their own big moves? Stay tuned, because the NBA landscape is changing rapidly, and the ripple effects of this trade are far from over.